guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Eduventure SG. So today we are going to do a very interesting problem on area of triangle. Let's start with reading the question first. The figure below is made up of a large square and a small square. Find the shaded area. So as we can see here, right, in this figure it's made up of a large square and a small one, and there is a shaded area inside the two squares, right? So we have to find the shaded area of the square. Okay, if we have to find it directly, right, it's very difficult, right? We can't directly find the area of the shaded figure here. So another way is, one way out is that we find the area of both the squares first, right? That will give you the area of full figure, and from that we minus away the unshaded triangles, these three unshaded triangles. Okay, so let's label it. So let's call it triangle A, right? So this unshaded triangle, let's call it A. Then this one, right, let's call it B, and this unshaded triangle, let's call it C, right? So what we can do is we can find the area of the full figure, and then from that we can just subtract the area of these three triangles. Okay, this big one A, this one B, and this one C, right? So that will give us the shaded area, right? So let's start doing it. But before that, we have to find the length of some of the parts of the figure, because we need in order to find the area of the triangle, right, we need its base and height, right? So let's start finding it. So since, see here, in the length of the big square is 6 cm, right? So that means, as we know that all the sides of a square are equal, right? So that means this length, this should be also 6, right? So let's denote it. This shows that they are all equal, right? So that means this side is also 6 cm, right? So if this is 6 and this whole length is 10 cm, then what should be this? It should be obviously 10 minus 6, it should be 4, right? And since this is a small square, then again that means all its sides are equal, right? Since this is a square, this is a small one, and it says square, so all its sides should be equal. So we can say, okay, so these are all the equal sides including this one. So if this is 4, this has to be 4, and this one also has to be 4, right? Now how about this part, right? See, the full length is 6, right? Because this is the length of the big square, and we also know that the length of the small square is 4, right? So this thing here, this thing only, right, is 4, right? This part. So what do you think, how much will be this? This will be obviously 6 minus 4, that will give you 2. So this part, only this part is 2, right? And how about this? It's obviously 6. So looks like we have mostly found all our sides, right? And I think we are good to go to find the areas, right? So let's do that. So for this one, right, let's find the total area of the figure first. So for that we need to find the area of the big square and the small one, right? So you can say, we can in one go itself we can find the total area, right? Total area of figure, we can say it should be equal to what? Area of big square plus, big square. So let's write it only SQ to say it's a square, and then the area of small square, right? So let's write SQ again. So what's the area of the big square? So remember, it's length times length, right? So it's length times length. Okay, so let's say it's length A, because it's for the big one. Okay, let's say it's for big one, right? So B is for big one, and the length of small one, let's say small times length small. So that's the length of the small one. Now just put in the values, right? So what's the length of the big square? It's 6, right? So it should be 6 cm times 6 cm, right, plus another, for the area of the small square should be 4 cm times 4 cm, right. So that will give you 36 cm square plus 16 cm square, right. So that will give you 52 cm square. So basically the area of the full figure, okay, the full thing is 52 cm square. You can, if you find it difficult to do it this way, you can separately find the area of the big square, which is 6 times 6, that will give you 36, and the area of the small square, which is 4 times 4, 16, and then you can later add it up. It will give you the same thing, right. Now let's find the area of the unshaded part. So which is what? Which is these three triangles A, B, C, right? So let's find the area of A first. So area of triangle A is half times base times height, okay? So that, what's the height and base of the A? Any clues? See, now the base, let's say this is the base of triangle A, right. So this is 6 and this is another 4. It's actually given, it's 10, right. 6 plus 4 anyway is 10, but it's given here this the whole base, whole length is 10. So we can take straight away, we can take the base as 10, and then how about the height? The height is same as the height of the big square, which is 6, right. So if you will calculate it, you will get 30 cm square, right. Now similarly, let's quickly find out the area of B and C as well, right. So area of triangle B would be again same formula, right. So half times base times height. So what's the height and the base of triangle B, right. So see, this is our triangle B, and we can see here, right, both the sides are 4, right. For B, both the sides, either you take this as base or this as height and this as height, or the other way around. Basically both the sides are 4, so you can safely put for base and height, right, just put 4 times 4, and that will give you 8 cm square, right. Now let's find the area of triangle C. Okay, so the area of triangle C, so it's again half times base times height, okay. And what's the height and the base for C? See here, if I take this as the base, 6, right. If I take this one as the base, the base will be 6, right. And how about the height? It will be 2, right. So the base and the height is 6 and the 2. You can take other way around as well, no problem, okay. And that will give you 6 cm square, right, 6 cm square. So now we have got the area of all the three triangles, right, A, B and C, so which is 30 cm square, 8 cm square and 6 cm square, right. So from here we can write like what's our total unshaded area, right. From this we need to add up the total unshaded area, right, so that we can minus it from the full area of the figure, right, so that we can get the shaded area, right. So let's find the total unshaded area, right. So that is equal to how much? 30 plus 8 plus another 6. So that will give us how much? 44 cm square, right. That will give us 44 cm square, right. And then what will be, since we have found out how much is the unshaded area, we just need to subtract the unshaded area from the total area in order to get the shaded area. So let's do that. So our shaded area would be equal to total area of figure minus unshaded area, okay. So we know both both, right? So the total area of the figure is 52, right? 52 cm square minus the unshaded area is 44 cm square, right? So that will give us 52 minus 44 will give us how much? 8 cm square. Okay, so here the shaded area of this figure is 8 cm square. So let's write our answer quickly. It's 8 cm square, and that's the solution of the question. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it. Keep watching and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.